Yes, we are live now.
Okay. Alrighty. So Janet, whenever you're ready, you can just ask away.
Okay, ma'am. I'll just introduce today's topic and then I think we can move forward with the questions.
Okay.
Okay. So everyone, our topic for, first of all, I welcome you all to the mentor session. And our topic for today is HR for startups and small businesses. And it is a vital discussion for anyone looking to build effective HR strategies tailored to smaller organizations. And as you have seen, Ms. Cindy has shared her knowledge with us, and I hope with through the questions, we'll be able to get knowledge from her, which will help us to craft innovative HR solutions and build resilient teams. So let's continue this exciting journey of learning and inspiration with Ms. Cindy. So please ask away your questions.
Before basically what I have shared earlier, just make sure that I want to make sure that everybody knows what you share. Do know we're going live and be sensitive to what you are sharing. All right? I'm looking. Anybody have
Yeah,
any
ma'am. So
questions?
I have a question
Okay.
that, you know, since we're talking about small enterprises and
Mm-hmm.
organization startups, so how do you recommend that we should create a balance of limited budget, but obviously there is a need to attract and retain top talent. So how do we create a balance between that?
Okay. Budget is always important. However, like I said earlier, LinkedIn is a great platform for you to share with interested investors, potential, we call them, sometimes we call them angel investors, sometimes we just call them interested partners, so that whatever budget you have, whatever you need, that would definitely be a platform for you to reach out. If there are people in your country or in your vicinity of knowledge and connections, these are the people that you will go to first. The only one thing I would say from my own personal experience, try not to do business with your friends. Reason why is there's too much personal involvement. However, sometimes business partners, if the mindset and growth is the same, you may become the best friends of life. So, you know, when there's a saying goes, don't mix business with pleasure, that's what I mean when I meant looking for your connection doesn't mean you go do business with your friends. For me, that wasn't successful. It may be successful for you, but it may not be. I'm just put here what I am only, you'll always find me sharing what had happened to me. It may not happen to you, but because it happened to me multiple times, I like you to be aware. Always have that in the back of your head, if that's the case, okay? And also, there's a lot of alluring um, posts and people that you see, especially through social media platforms, that the saying like go big or go home, please don't think that at all. No business right away starts big. Everyone always starts small. So please be sensible and be a bit more conservative when it comes to building a brand new business. But the one thing I always say is you yourself have to believe in the product that you are sharing with your audience. I hate to say the word world, whatever, because we never know how far that would go. However, it is the world because now it's the digital world. We don't know where that product is really going. But for you, you have to believe in the product that you are sharing. Do you hear me not saying selling? Because a lot of times when I talk about business, I share with people is that business is a trade. What I have may be something beneficial to you in a positive light. That's how I look at it. Or whatever you are offering me is something that's beneficial to me. So you and I will need to have our communication to see what that balance would turn out to be, what you and I both feel that's equal. So that's my biggest advice to everyone. When you see it from that level, you would be more aware and alert what product that you want to share with your audience. Secondly, what kind of people, if depending on the budget, what kind of people you may need. Like-minded people, or maybe you're lacking in this area. The people who you partner up might be someone whose strength is in that area that you lack. So that's something that I would definitely do from what Janet has just asked me. Okay?
Okay, ma'am, got it.
Cool.
There is another question in the chat, and it's from Ms. Samreen, and she's asking about attracting talent. And she's asking what are the effective strategies for attracting top talent in startup environment?
Okay. You know, I've lived in East Coast in New York and New York State for
Yes,
a long
yes.
time. Okay, so that means I'm very cutthroat when it comes to I don't like to cushion around things, okay?
Okay.
In the business, I know my Dr. Mahin's laughing. Everybody listen to me. This is the same thing again about trading. How to attract top talent? That's money, salary. You are all top talents. Ask yourself, would you want somebody to pay you what you're not worth? That's exactly what corporate company right now is doing. And I'm not speaking for my own personal reasons. I'm also saying because I grew up in a corporate setting. So it wasn't the right environment for me. That is why with all the training I had, I left the corporate world. My brother is a lawyer at Google. His wife is in private sectors in the engineering world. She's a director. Those two, their personalities can be in that environment. I'm not one of them. And you know what? For them to work 50 to 70 hours a day, a week, they get paid top dollars. So a lot of that ratio, again, to what I have said earlier, the trading. If you want that money, you trading the time. That's just how it works. So when you want to attract top talent, ask yourself, what can you afford to attract that top talent? There are many ways to do it. You pay them by the salary that they deserve. If not, pay them accordingly to what you can offer and give them a share of the company. And build that company together. And that depends on if that talent, that top talent, would want that opportunity or not. Because everyone has the right to say yay or nay. But for me, top talent only comes when the company is actually at that level. Or you are building it from ground bottom and you're offering them what the possibility of this product could become. And believe it or not, with a lot of top talent that are young talents right now, they will be willing. Or you might be lucky that some top talented director that just got fired because the corporate world right now cannot afford these top directors. So right now they will fire or let go. I shouldn't say the word fire, that's too harsh. Let's say they financially cannot afford these top directors, so they now let them retire early so that they can pay less to the junior managers or junior directors to go up to sit at that seat doing double the job. Because once everyone sees the top directors gets let go, we go into what I call the panic mode. We are in their mercy. So if you don't want to lose your job, what you do, you will say yes to everything. So if you're lucky in your ways to come across a director who's got experience, you probably will have to offer a lot, meaning percentage wise, to this director to join hands with you to build this product. Reason why is, believe it or not, though they may be let go, imagine their expertise and their connections in the field that they're in for the years that they have toiled in that world. It's going to help your company go and grow fast. So that would be my personal suggestion to that answer. That question, sorry. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah.
No problem.
I mean, I totally understood it, and I'm
Okay.
sure everyone else did as
Oh,
well.
good. Oh, good. Good. Okay, good. I think
Um,
somebody else had questions too, right?
yeah, I think there are quite a lot of them.
Really?
Another question is that what is the best way to handle contract agreements for freelance or remote workers?
What was the
It,
last part, dear? I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
okay, the question says, what is the best way to handle contract agreements for freelance or remote workers?
What's a remove worker?
No, no, remote.
Oh, remote worker. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Okay,
No, no,
because
it's okay, it's okay.
the connection. You see? Okay, okay, everyone, did you see what I just did? Please don't think your English is not good enough. Even someone like me who's native could hear it wrong. Sometimes it's just the brain. And guess what? It's almost 1 a.m. here in Taiwan. So I've been up since 9 o'clock talking. So it's been talking for 16 hours. Okay, everybody, I'm still going strong. So forgive me if I thought remote was remove. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, um, again, that goes back to how much experiences do you have? All right. So with that being said, if you are someone who's never had experience, you may need to offer low project pay to gain writings on your resume. I know it sounds bad, but in the world that we're in right now, it seems credibility is how much you have done. And sometimes working, this is how I always put it. If you've never had experience, it doesn't matter what great university you come out of. Right now, we are so short of people, and this is when I talk about, when my topic is about AI, people complain and said, oh gosh, AI is taking over our jobs, AI is this, and the robotics are happening, blah blah blah. You know what I said to people? If you were willing to do those jobs, guess what, these robots would never have happened. Because a lot of people are going into, for the last decade, you know, as an educator, I see it, is that everyone is now at least high school to university graduates. And the higher that someone gets to their academia, the more they demand the pay. However, there's not enough jobs out there. Please think about life as a survival. Unless you are blessed with parents who can raise you and for you to wait for that dream job to come, all the blessing to you. If you don't, please go get a job. Any job. I started working at the beginning. I graduated from the #1 University of Music Conservatory at that point in 1996. And guess what? I was working as a server. I had to pay my bills because I was living in New York State and New York City. It's not cheap. So I worked 3 jobs on top of my own student to build my own music studio. I couldn't even afford a rental studio. And I didn't want to teach at home because I didn't want strangers coming to my place. Guess what I had to do? I would drive everywhere to go make house calls. I did that and built myself up. So, to all of you who are asking me contracts, if let's say, I'm going to just give you a name, okay? Let's say that if all of a sudden Google came to you and said, we would like to give you a shot. And they can only offer, never offer for free right away. And they can only offer, let's say, the amount that you thought was a little bit less. Okay? I would ask them politely if there was any way to raise that to a little bit more and explain to them why you asked for that price. But if they're not able to do so, you will be honored to take this opportunity, but would hope that they would offer the second project to you for another opportunity to move forward. And that would see, if you do a great job, I don't see why not that they wouldn't use you. So then you already immediately, when I say, they say yes and that contract is signed, right away on your resume or on your LinkedIn profile, you can immediately put down that you have worked with them. Even though the project is not finished yet, you're still working with them. You can put that down on your resume. And guess what? How fast is that going to attract new opportunities for you? Okay? I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, totally does. So Ms. Fakhria is asking, what onboarding processes should we establish to ensure that new hires integrate smoothly?
Mm, okay. New hires, to me, that's one of my favorite topic to talk about. And it's so, when I say it's so simple, it's just literally one phrase. Please do by example. Show your new hire how to do the job. If the leader is sitting at the seat all the time, demanding, soon your employees, your hires are going to see that. They're going to, like I said earlier during our before the live stream talk, was there are human beings are habitual. We're habitual species. If you build a good habit, we tend to keep it long. If you build a bad habit, we tend to keep it long because it's familiar to our body. So when a new hire, if your other employees cannot set the example, guess what? You set the example for them. That means I've done that job as a manager. If that means the bathroom is broken, leading by example, yes, Rashida, thank you. Thank you. What you need to do is, I had it happen when the bathroom broke, and guys, I'm telling you, that toilet was just not okay. There are just things that should not, I don't even want to get graphic, guys. Seriously, it was not the best toilet at all. All right? I don't even clean my own toilet at home. I was raised in a family where my mom was so sweet, those nice Asian moms that does everything for you. Guess what? When I was out there doing a job, I had to lead by the example. My employees, as a manager, I was at a coffee shop. This is when I was in my 20s, and my employees goes, "Oh, Cindy, there's no way. It's too scary." I go, "You follow me right now." And they were standing outside while I am plunging, I am fixing the chain, and I got it done. I was their manager. And you know what? It doesn't matter if they stay lazy, but at least I showed them that I did it. I do not believe there is no options to life. So I fixed, guess what? I could have called a plumber, but that would have cost my boss a lot of money. But I did that. He was happy. And every time I went away to find other jobs, if I ever needed a job, guess what, guys? I was always welcome back to that place. So that was one of my experience. So definitely leading by example. Okay.
Okay. Another question from Ms. Fakhria, and she's asking that how can we provide training which is cost effective but still impactful?
Okay. Well, guess where you're at today? There are people like me and Dr. Maheen that
Oh, truly.
always offers trainings for people. So that means you, if you own your own business startup right now, start making friends with people like us and go, "Hi, Dr. Maye," or "Hi, Miss Cindy, are you available? Would you be able to give this kind of lectures?" Sometimes I might not be able to do it all the time, but if we work out a time schedule, maybe we can. Do you know what I mean? At the same time, you don't want to always hear me speak. You'd be surprised. Sometimes like I go I go to a coffee shop, or I'm not really chatty with strangers, but I don't know why strangers love to talk to me. I think because I smile a lot. And sometimes these conversations ended up becoming the best un, unexpected gifts. And I would have situation where, oh, I know someone who may need this, like networking. Or I go, oh my gosh, I may need this kind of assistance. Can I offer you what I have? And then you can help me with this. And you know what? Most of the time, people are kind. They're willing to do so. So if you're training people, if you're looking for trainers with that needs trainings and cost is your issue, go look for people who are like my age, 50 and up, because people like myself at our age, and I find it's fun. I don't want to call it funny, but it is, because when I was young, I told myself and adults that I will never become them, like that person that is boring or this, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? At 50, I became that person even older than I thought. So, elder people start thinking about life in a different light. I think we all go through life cycles and different stages and phases of our lives. So I'm going through a phase right now that, because of the way our world is set up at the moment, I'm worried what's our next generation going to do? What kind of job are they going to get? Are they able to feed themselves enough to have romance in their life so they can have families and build a family of their own and provide for the next generation of their own, or even be able enough to help other people as a global family? And that's something I worry a lot. So people like me in my DNA, and I think Dr. Maheen is the same way. This is why when I hear there are people who needs training, if there's something that I can do, I would do my best ability to assist. I believe the higher power in any kind of form will always speak to us when you're willingly to open yourself to the universe. And I knew it was my time. So this is why I said, on your LinkedIn, you can write down a post, find a nice picture, copyright free, and just say, I have this business, but because where I am right now, we are short of international trainings, but my employees are very proficient in English. Is there anyone who's willing to, the word pay it forward, or anyone who's willing to open their heart to offer valuable advice? Please, we would greatly appreciate it. Trust me, there will be enough people out there that will help you. Say, if anyone, write down the keyword. Please help me repost it and share it. Trust me, there will be enough people who are willing to do that. It may take time, but it will be. All right. Thanks everybody for your nice, lovely comments. Thank you.
Miss Cindy, it's
Yes.
your energy that makes strangers comfortable in talking to you.
Oh, thanks, guys. I smile. This is good. It's good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it truly is. You've made me comfortable. I
Oh,
am a
good.
nervous ball of fur, and I am very afraid of speaking, of my words and everything. But here I am.
I stop.
You have made me comfortable in talking to you.
Oh my God, Janet, you sound great. I mean, I would have never guessed. So, see, this is good. This is
Yeah.
good. And guys, how about this? Like you see me today, and you can find me on LinkedIn. If you ever get nervous, I actually do that to I tell my students or anyone who comes in contact with me when I do motivational speaking. I tell them, just remember my face. I make funny faces. I make jokes. I like life. So just remember, think about me, what I would say to you. Don't be nervous. Just have fun. Have fun with life. Okay? Survive in the best way that you can. And just smile. Just smile. I think sometimes when you smile, it does bring good, happy energy. And you just do your
Yes.
best. Okay?
Yes, it
All right.
totally does.
And
Okay.
Hans, I see your hands up, right?
Yeah.
I know there's lots of questions coming, and guys, if you guys want to stay, I can stay with you. Don't worry about that. So Hans, why don't you ask first, and then Janet, you can then ask.
Yeah,
Let
question from the chat. Yeah, I will do that.
Okay, Hans, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
I can hear you. Hans follows me on LinkedIn, so I definitely have
Yes.
to give him a go. Go ahead.
First of all, it's so lovely to be with all of you joined. So I was looking at the chat and I'm the only boy inside. So I'm really grateful to listen to you, Cindy, and Dr. Mahin. Grateful for this opportunity and hearing to you all guys. So my question is, I'm leading a team of around 7 people.
Hmm.
So when we started this company in
Mm-hmm.
January 2024,
Mm-hmm.
we were really motivated to do something great. Now we are doing something related to e-commerce world. We are giving our services. So
Mm.
we are into that business. So we are working in internationally in Pakistan and as well as dealing with UAE and US clients. So after some time, when we came into such financial crisis of we were not doing that good in the mid June and July months.
Okay.
So I saw that there were what do you say that lack of motivation
Mm-hmm.
between our team.
Mm.
So I practiced by myself that I wanted to hear other opinions because being a team lead, I did not know what to do at that time and how to lead this team. So when I implemented that, what are individual's idea. Every employee, every member has their own perspective of how we should lead this team. So when I asked about them, and we keep now weekly sessions about how the company should go on and how should we lead. So this changed a lot. Can you tell me your experience about how and tell me or suggest me or give your advices of how I can improve or how other people like here, likewise with
Hmm.
my
Yes.
improve?
Okay. What I'm about to say is probably very cruel. And Hans, you are a young entrepreneur. First of all, congratulations for building it in such a short amount of time. Bravo to you. That's
Thank
hard.
you.
That is tough. And also, we just want to give Mohammed here a credit because there is another gentleman here. That's Mohammed. Other people, I can't. I guess I just see
Hello,
names.
guys.
So there's very few gentlemen here, but it's okay. But I want to give a shout out to Mohammed here. All right. So this is probably the coldest and cruelest thing I will probably say here today. That means please do not doubt when your team go into despair. Human nature is, yes, they are willing to give up. But Hans, you may know in your team members, there are, let's say if I have to ask you this question, you say 7 people, right? Hans?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Now, out of those 7 people, were all 7 people becoming lazy or becoming unmotivated?
Not all of them, but some of them.
How many?
Around 4.
Fire them. I sound cold, right? Fire them. You know why? Because there are so many talented people that needs a job. When you cushion people without working hard, they become conditioned to laziness. Remember what I said earlier. Habits are created. These are not habits. These are innate core values. Some people have to go through shock to learn a life lesson. I did. That's just part of life. You should not have to carry the weight. Or, I'm sorry to say this, 7 people. The 3 other people should not have to carry the weight of the 4 who cannot handle the stress. No one say building a business was easy. Everyone knew exactly what they were getting into when they first came to your company. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you can ask them. I will ask you kindly. I like to see a different attitude. I'm not saying you have to say it so mean, but put it in a way where they understand that if they cannot perform, then there are other people out there that is willing to do their job for less. I would even bring in 10 interns so that out of those 10 interns, I will train them for free to become my employees. And I would by then know the 3 other that I have in my team to become even stronger and even more core, like real teamwork. And then by then your finance will go up for your business. And these interns, when they come up, everybody gets a bonus. That's something I didn't learn until later stage of my life, because these people will never change. There are people out there that always play the victims. They will always think you are the fault. They are never the responsibility person. They're not the one responsible for this. And then you know what? Those people are going to sit in your office and they're going to be downers. And they're going to keep affecting the other 3. Why would you want to lose the other 3? So my question to you is, are you looking to fire them right now? Or are you just asking for maybe future reasons?
I guess I'll just try some different ways to approach them rather than firing them. But your advices are really good, and I'll try my best. But I'll first try to imply other actions at first, and then come to the path that you
Always give
said.
them the warning, Hans.
Yeah,
Always, out of courtesy, we have to give them the warning.
sure do.
However, you would have to let them know that, okay, lead by example. That means, I'm sure, Hans, unless you don't have to answer this question. I'm very transparent in my life. So this is why people will work for me for free. Sometimes I would not get paid, but my employees gets paid. If I give them that and they still cannot be motivated, then you know what? Seriously, fire them. Fire them. This is going to be on live YouTube. It's okay. Fire them, Hans. Do you understand me? But you have to lead by example.
That will set a harsh example.
Because
Surely I'll try.
if you are not
Yeah.
getting paid and you showing them you're not getting paid and they're still complaining, guess what? I really can't afford you, because right now I'm not even getting paid. So you know what? I'm sorry. I will give you 2 weeks of stipend or whatever you can give. But you know what I do? Always have the worst scenario prepared. So already had that financial part ready on the side, so that you're also ready to hire people in, so you're not wasting time of waiting. Okay? Always have it lined up. All right, Hans?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
All the
Thank you
blessing
so
to you.
much.
Like you have me on LinkedIn, so anytime you can,
Sure,
you know,
ma'am. Thank you so much.
yeah.
It's a
Okay.
blessing to be with you.
No. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Janet.
Okay. Uh, so there's another question from
Hmm.
Ms. Shabnam. She's asking, how can we encourage professional growth while keeping costs manageable?
Can you say that again? I didn't hear
Okay, the question is, how
you.
can we encourage professional growth while keeping costs manageable?
Oh, that's a tough one. Um, because that involves in market research, also in what this product at the moment is a hot item, not a hot item, has it been on the market or not? So this question, do you see how my brain is already working in that direction? So for me to immediately answer that question would be difficult because it really depends on the situation and the product. But as for cost, um, I'm gonna put it in an example this way. And I don't wanna name any countries, but for a long time in different decades, okay, you'll see an era where a lot of the products are made in this place, this place, this place, okay? And a lot of times, because the company wants to make money, so they go to countries to do their product manufacturing factories where the cost is low, but they can still um, have the value of the brand still at that level. But we all know this name brand. Let's say this brand, okay? The past product and the recent product are not the same. Okay? And for me, my own personal experience and also what I have seen out there are usually people who are, oh God, I don't want to say greedy, but people want to make more. Because when you start seeing the dollar bills keeps coming in, it's tempting. It's tempting to want to make more. But sometimes with the inflation going, I think everyone has to be more understanding and also be more flexible. So for me, like I said, I know probably because I'm an educator for so long, I think a lot of business people think I'm crazy when I say, hey, if you can't pay me as a manufacturer at the quality that I want, maybe you can pay me by percentage of your stock or your company percentage, a little bit here, and then we can negotiate it out. But most people won't do that. They don't want to do that because they take. They're not sharing. And I really learned this core value was from my father. He built for nothing as an entrepreneur. And I learned that from him and my mother by his side. I mean, they had nothing to start with. And she, for her, though she was his accountant at the beginning, then became a full-time mom because my father wanted my brother and I to have the full, like, because he was never around, he was so busy. He wanted to make sure that we had the most care. And my mom was the superwoman. Seriously, she was. So she governed home, he was governed outside. However, these two were a team. And I saw the value in their core. And this is why during my session with Dr. Maheen before for the keynote speaking, I share that, and I said it again today, earlier before the live stream, was that business is all about trade. I keep saying that, guys. Back in the days when money or value wasn't there, it would be like, hi, I have chickens in my house, but I feel like I want to have some vegetables. So how many chickens can I give you to have the cabbages at your house? I know I sound silly by making that comparison right now, but that was how it was before. The trading of goods to sharing. So with that being said, if you keep pounding that in your head, sharing, I think in all our business endeavors, you're gonna walk away feeling better. If it's a bad deal, don't take it. You might have to suffer a little bit, but it all depends on how you start to build the ground up. I'm such a risk I'm a risk management type of person. I've already, every business that I do, people think I'm selling so positive all the time. Believe it or not, I don't sleep because in the back of my mind, I'm already thinking the worst scenario. What happened if this happened? What would I do? And guess what? I already have A to Z lined up. And I have people who believe in that too, because I would share it with my business partners. And sometimes depending what projects I do, it's small team, sometimes big team. But I always make sure that we all connect, meaning we all communicate with each other fluently. So that means I may speak to this person. Now, this person would have to govern or manage the people here. Now, they would know what language to convey to those people. But whatever language expressions that we use, we're all at the same thought process and level. And one other thing that I've learned from my parents is that every night I go to bed, and this is not religious at all, okay? Every night I go to bed, I feel pretty good because I didn't hurt anybody and I didn't hurt myself through the process. That has been one of the core thing in life for me, because I believe sleep is important. And that's what I do. I have to know every day. If I go to when I go to sleep, I have to know and make sure that I ask myself what I did all day. Have I done any harm to anyone or myself? And if I said not too bad, I'm pretty good, then I go to sleep. A lot of times I'm lacking sleep because of the pain that I have gotten from people. And there's nothing else I can do about it. But sometimes my mom, now my father's passed, she says, just let it go. She believes in the higher power. She goes, my mom is one of those people. She's 74. If you check my LinkedIn, I post her sometimes. If you see her, she does not look like she's 74. And do you know why she can stay that youthful? And it's very simple. She gets sad, she thinks about it, and she let it go. And you know why she lets it go? She let it go. She tells me, I'm not about to sit on my beautiful life worrying about the negative energy that is putting upon me from other people. That's like Yoda from Star Wars. Do you know what I mean? It took me a long time to get there. But sometimes, guys, you're going to hear things that you don't like. You're going to hear things you don't like, and people are going to say things to you or do things to you, like Hans. Let's just put Hans on the spot again. Hans, if you actually did let go of these 3 people, or 4, I'm sorry, 4, all at once, you might get some hate emails or this, but with your personality, I can tell it's going to make you sad for like a month, at least. Okay? But sometimes you just have to let it go. You're going to have to let it go. Because when you give other people that's going to work harder than these 4, their energy is going to come into your company. This is a teamwork, so all your company together, and you're going to feed off, and you're going to enjoy that positivity, and you're going to say to yourself, wow, letting those 4 go was the best thing I did, because now I have the right team, and these people are working harder. I should have done this earlier. That's just something that I've been through. So just be careful who you hire. I think do a lot of observation, and that only comes through time. I make mistakes sometimes. So I have my mom. She's my business partner. I take her out, and then usually when I have to bring her out, I also said that in one of my keynote with Dr. Mahim. I said, when she shows up in 2 hours, everyone who's doing business with me would know I'm going to do business with you or not. But she sits there gracefully and said, we'll be in contact. That's my mom. Seriously. She's like, and she's smiling. She's listening. She goes, we'll be in contact. And then the minute we get into her car, she's like, we're not contacting them. Do you know what I mean? But if she contacts, she says, oh, wow, this is such a good energy of people. This is such great energy of, I like the way they operate. I like the way they treat their employees. Like me and her watch how the boss treats the employees right away. Just you pick up these nuances and essence of people. These are signs that we need to be aware of what people may be operating outside of your visual. Okay? All right. Next question.
For that, I have to add, your mom's a queen.
She is. Oh gosh, guys. Seriously, go follow my LinkedIn. You'll see. I put her out sometimes. She's 74. She just turned 74. And she literally, no joke, everyone. Like you know how Facebook has a lot of solicitors, okay?
Yes, yes.
Guess what? She gets friend requests by 40 to 50-year-old men. I know I'm laughing right now. It's like, wow, okay. And I don't get anybody. Guys, I don't get anybody. She gets friends requests. Okay. So there you go. That's life.
That's amazing.
Hi, Dr. Mahi. I finally get to see you. You look cute. You look good. All right, Janet. Any more
Yeah,
questions for me?
yeah. There is one question.
Okay.
It says that what steps can we take to mitigate HR related risks as we grow?
Ooh. Okay. That would sum up everything I just talked about. And unfortunately, everyone, it comes through experiences and age. And anyone here that's not in any startup, is planning to have startup, or any students here that either graduated or not graduated, or under any circumstances that cannot go back to school, please, please hear this big part from me, okay? And I come from a country that's built on hard work. And, like I said, I was born in Taiwan, but I was raised in US. It's called the land of a dream for a reason. And people, the earlier days of immigrants, we were immigrant families. We worked our butt off. But guess what? US was a place to offer that dream. And I saw it from my parents, I saw it from myself. So when I say that, if you go Google any top Fortune 100 entrepreneurs, believe it or not, most of them from around the world who are billionaires are elementary school to high school graduates. You might even find people who may be college graduates. Do you know why? Because during that era, they were all going through so much transitions of change. And a lot of time wasn't the pretty side, which was a lot of war. When you go through war, you go through depression. They all had to go through ups and downs for many decades. And these people that are smart and they seize the moment to build their dream. Do you know what that dream was? I call it survival. Because when war happens and when depression happens, everybody starts, pretty much everyone, 95% starts from zero. So most of these pioneers of entrepreneur that you're talking about came from nothing. What I don't want to leave with you today is the image of this glamorous Instagram social media life that, oh, I'm flying on a jet. And because of this, guys, sometimes the story behind that photo is not what it seems. Please understand that. And this is why people like Dr. Mahin does not offer or find the right trainers or keynote speakers. I mean, I know, I'm not gonna lie, Dr. Mahin has made her mistakes too. We all do, right? We had a session sometimes that, the people you thought were fit, but then when they spoke, you're like, whoa, that wasn't what I expected. So going back to the question, the question that was asked, I'm gonna tell you, it's through experiences and also through collect your data. Make sure you keep a lot of people's business cards or their resumes. You never know when you're going to need it. And also, don't beat yourself Don't give yourself too much hard time if you make mistakes, because we all do. We're not perfect. We're humans. We're supposed to, like, for me, I believe you have to make certain mistakes to learn, so that the next time there's a saying, first time shame on you, second time shame on me. That kind of philosophy. You have to make it to know what's right or wrong. And what's right or wrong doesn't mean it, if it doesn't fit you, doesn't mean this experience doesn't fit other people. So I'm just saying you have to, a lot of people, experts would love to give you advice. I try not to, I give suggestions, but at the same time, I like to let you know, please go through it yourself. Do you hear me keep saying that? Like, oh, this happened to me. These were my experiences. However, try it out if you feel like it may work for you. However, keep what I said in the back of your mind. Keep it in the back of your mind, because if you feel like, oh, I remember so and so speaker talked about this, or so and so speakers have talked about the same thing, that means, please, if there's a fire there, don't jump in. Don't even question how hot it is. It's going to burn. Don't go in there, because we've already warned you it looks like that. So just don't go in there. Okay? That's pretty much what I have in turn of that question. So, yeah. Not the love. Oh, how cute. The ones who are quiet are the ones truly going. Yes, I agree. I agree. People can talk the talk, but watch. Dr. Mahin just wrote that at the end. That was beautiful. The one who are quiet are the one truly growing, not the loud ones. Yes, sometimes they can deceive you. So always remember, people can talk the talk, but make sure the people who are doing the talking, watch them to see if they follow by walking. And I make sure that if I don't like to promise people lightly, but when I promise someone something, doesn't matter big or small, I try to deliver it. Sometimes it might not right away, because a project that I thought could happen didn't happen in a way. Guess what? I have people who I promise things. I find them 5-7 years later, and I go, hi, I'm back. And they're like, Cindy, you still remember? I go, of course, I made that promise to you. And some people who remind me what that promise was, and I would always keep it in the back of my mind, because when the time is right, I always deliver that, because I'm not going to go to bed not sleeping because I made a promise that I didn't do. Okay? All right. Thanks, everybody. Your comments are so nice. Thank you. Any more questions? I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it, ma'am.
Okay. Well,
Um,
everyone, you have Dr. Mahim already said you can find me on LinkedIn, and if you need to communicate, that would be the best place to find me. Thank you, Dr. Mahim. Is there any more questions you need from me?
I don't think so, but I'll be going back to the YouTube live and I'm going to infuse all of the lessons you gave to us with me.
Oh,
Was
Janet,
your
that's
thought,
sweet.
the discussion was very, very valuable and inspiring for me, truly.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Guys,
And
can you do
on
something
behalf,
for me though? Can
yes,
you all do something for me though?
yes, yes, ma'am.
I just watched this movie with my student again. Do you all know a movie called Pay It Forward?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna give it
Okay,
away. The
okay,
word pay it forward, okay, the movie's a little heavy.
okay.
However, I want everyone to do something for me, because it is the holiday season, because the New Year's is coming. Okay, very American to me. Every New Year we make resolutions. Okay, I want everybody to make what's the word I'm looking for? Doable resolutions. So if you find yourself inspired by me today, go and give a good deed to someone that you can do easily. So, for instance, my last meeting in Miami before I left to come back to Kaohsiung, my young business partner, she's Brazilian. So we both had to meet a potential investor at literally at Starbucks. We all know Starbucks coffee is not cheap, okay? So we both walked in, we're like, okay, well, we're here in meeting anyway, so let's just order up the holiday, flavors. So we go, I'm paying for it, and I'm getting ready to pay. The server, the barista basically said, ma'am, for the holiday season, someone before you paid for 20 cups of coffee. So you have made it into that. Your coffee made it into that generosity. So your coffee is free. I'm going, what? What? So my business partner Isadora and I sat there. I'm telling her the story. She goes, really? So we're both drinking our coffee because our investor hasn't come yet because we were there 10 minutes early. Oh, by the way, guys, trying to show up for your meetings a little early. 5 to 10 minutes early is always great. Just give yourself a little extra time, okay? So while we're sitting there waiting for him, the other barista looked at both of us and waved, like waving. We're like, what's going on? She's like, do you guys want more coffee? We're like, what's going on here? So instead of dumping the wrong coffee away, they gave it to us. So me and her sat there and drank 2 cups each. And it was delicious. They're not cheap coffee. And we actually need it. So we both drank 2 cups of coffee on the house. So when I talked about giving it forward, when I was in Miami, I haven't gotten service like that in a long time. When my taxi driver was kind, like really kind, you'll see the spirit of these people who are just know that you are a visitor. And they're extra nice to you, I tip them extra hard. So when I ask you to do something, a good deed, meaning, what would it make you feel good that you would want someone to do for you? Let's keep it easy. If it means to open the door for you or just to smile at you when you're walking down the street, you can't ask someone to do that if you don't even do it yourself. And then believe it or not, I know some of you in certain areas, you wear your traditional beautiful attire that you wear. Sometimes we only see your beautiful eyes. Trust me, when you're smiling, we can see it, all right? We can see those eyes that is smiling or not, but don't smile at the wrong people. Okay, we gotta be careful. I just wanna make sure you guys are safe. Okay, so just make sure that, if it's smiling, that's one thing. If it's opening up door, I'm sure we all know in our surroundings what we can offer. If it's a child, offer a hand, anything in your own safe, secure perimeter that you can do. It doesn't have to be money. Sometimes it's just a warm gesture. And I think that if you can start off your new year in that light, I think all of us gonna go into 2025 a little bit stronger and happier, because I'm going to be honest with you, as someone who is in finance right now, it's not going to be easy. So everyone, please embrace yourself. That means start thinking the worst scenario. So anything that isn't, you're going to feel great. Okay. Dr. Mahin is offering free workshops. So that's already a great thing. So checklist for your education or training. Check. This is a beautiful woman here doing that. All right. So guess what? Because of her giving heart, you don't have to think about financially paying for project learning. But do me a favor for yourself. Whatever session she's offering, please don't just listen. Apply it to your life. You'd be surprised, even your everyday life, if you use some of the tips and the suggestions that we're offering, you're going to see a lot of changes, positive changes in your life. I believe so, because Dr. Mahin is one of those people. Seriously, she is one of those people. So Dr. Mahin, I think you have a lot of knowledge to share. So I'm just gonna, right now, I think you should say something beautiful because you always do for your audience.
Thank you, Cindy. It's LinkedIn which really connected us. And I used to follow her posts, what she's doing, what she's contributing. Oh, this is the new thing. Oh, she's doing that as well. So, she always kept me engaged with her activities, and I see so much positivity in her. And one thing I love the most about Cindy, because when I read profiles, I read how humble the person is. And she is truly humble. And she does not like to show off. She always like to give back. And the way she is not just growing up her, startups, not just one place, in different borders. I mean it. And the way she's very calm and the way she is trying to connect with people and share the knowledge, engage, this is truly remarkable. So Cindy, thank you so much. And I hope the positivity and the energy that you have, um, the candidates who have joined in right now, they truly take this energy from you and implement in their life. I really wish, because like I said before in the chat, I see the young ones are too depressed because they are following the pictures, not the reality, and then
Mm,
they are judging themselves. They're not happy, right? And I don't know about you, Cindy, but I truly not like to follow anyone but myself. Look, what are you
mm,
doing right now? How are you going to improve yourself in the coming year? How are you putting in the effort? See, your journey is different. And when you are deciding for your small businesses and startup, believe me, I don't know about you, Cindy, but I always was part of academia. I never heard the word no. And when I started my startup, I heard a lot of no's, a lot of no's. So, you don't have to, be in that zone that hurt you. So you have to be emotionally strong, what we
mm,
call it emotionally intelligent, to actually know exactly this is situational analysis. If this is not the part, you should move on the second part. So there's keep moving. And the movement will bring you more chances and will connect you with the right individuals. So if you have so many people, it does not matter. If you have even one person who is right for you, is a true connection for you, enough for your success. So please do not worry about the followers, do not worry about, fancy clothes they're wearing, they're going somewhere else. Look how they are moving forward. So the
mm.
essence of moving forward is very important, not just the shine, the shimmers. And we are following the shimmers, that's why we are not happy and we are not succeeding with time. I think this is one of the reason. And I love the way you pushed, uh, especially Hans. It was so nice.
Fire them, right?
I could not help it, and I was laughing so hard. I said, "She is so true." I'm like, yeah, there should be some, clear, fine lines for business, dealing with business. Business is business, relationship is different, so you have to keep it that way. And this is the only thing, which keeps you, away from a lot of future troubles.
Mm.
Cindy, we loved your princess. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for
And
having me.
and it's you never say no, and I will always remember that. So whenever you will call me, I'll just leave everything behind. I'll jump into Cindy's work. Thank you so much, Cindy, for your kind contribution and giving, such honor to us all to learn from
Thank
you.
you for having me.
Thank you so much.
I'm just so honored, and I want to just add on to what Dr. Mahin has said. And most all my students, I've been teaching for almost like literally, I am old, 30 years. And when I say, when you connect with me, if there's anything that in my own little power that I can offer, I will do my best to answer that. All right. But a lot of time we can only support by our words and our encouragement. Please do believe you all matter in this world, because without you, this world is not going to be pretty. It's not beautiful. So just make sure you know that, like Dr. Mahin has says, you are beautiful. We're all unique in our own ways. We have similarities, but we are all unique in our own ways. Please don't lose that light. And I please don't lose that light. Okay.
Thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you
Thank
so, so
you.
thank you so much.
Okay.